Next game on the agenda is the Bears at the Lions, which was a whole monkey wrench was thrown in this yesterday. The Lions took a shit. I had a Lions fan. I'm giving a big shout out to our resident Lions fan, Brian Campbell. And he apologized because I was excited. I posted on Facebook. I was excited. It's the first time in my life I'd ever intentionally watched a Lions game. I mean, I've watched Lions games because I've been watching the other team. Never intentionally wanted to watch the Lions. He apologized because of what happened yesterday. But you know what? They're a young team who's learning how to win. They get a mulligan for shit that happened yesterday. If Campbell is who I think he is, and he's the motivator and the leader that he is, that yesterday was fuel for the fire. I don't care how good you think you are. Somebody can always come back and beat you, tighten your shit up, and let's roll. Which is probably what's going to happen. So the Lions are trying to claw their way in, no pun intended, to the playoffs. This is a big win for them with the Bears coming into Detroit. What do you think about this game?
That's going to be a massive game for the Lions. This is one that if you're trying to make the playoffs, you got to be able to beat the Bears. And with the way they looked yesterday, like you said, I think that boils down to the moment. You know what I mean? A lot of these young guys in the moment was too much. As soon as they were expected to win and they were the favorite, they take a tumble. So, you got to get humbled a little bit on the way up. But I think they can bounce back, but you look at this, Justin Fields, he's a force to be reckoned with. He didn't have a great game against the Bills this past weekend, but the Lions defense, as good as it's been over the last, 7-8 weeks, it's not the Bills defense. So I think Justin Fields will find some success in this defense, and it's an interdivision game, right? And these games generally end up close anyway. So you would hope the Lions are able to come out on top. And at the end of the day, I think they will be able to come out on top. And I think Aiden Hutchinson, the rookie coming off the edge, he's going to have a huge game in this one. I don't think that the Bears have anybody that can stop him from coming off the edge, and he's athletic enough to be able to catch Justin Fields and hunt him down. So I think he has a huge game, and that propels the Lions into a Week 17 dub against the Bears.
Yeah, so this gets real interesting here because the Lions aren't out of this. They are locked up, in a three-way tie for the 8th spot for the bubble. The Commanders being in front of them at the 7th spot only because they have the tie and not the loss. And the Giants only one game ahead of that. So the Lions, I think I read they only have a 20% chance of the odds of making the playoffs based on things. But if things go their way, they certainly can get in here. And this definitely starts with a win. They have to win their last two regardless. And it starts with a win over Chicago and then a win next week at Green Bay. And this kind of sucks in one way for them, but it's kind of cool in another way, right? So, and they won last week, we'll be having a different conversation. But now they're in a vicarious predicament, right? And Dan gets to say to them, your destiny's in your hands. And if you can't beat Chicago and you can't beat Green Bay, you don't deserve to be in the playoffs. So let's go out there and prove to people that we deserve to be in the playoffs. And then if they don't, he can say, look, we've turned this around. We're feeling good. We went on a win streak. We ended the season great. But there's that pain and that hunger from losing and just not making the playoffs. So Dan stands to win either way here. If they don't make the playoffs, they really got fuel in the offseason to really make those guys hungry. If they make the playoffs, they elevate their expectations to another level. And now they know they're going to be in the playoffs. If I'm a Lions fan, I couldn't be more excited right now about anything else, because either direction this goes, with the way it looks like Dan Campbell's going to handle this, the future in Detroit looks bright.
Yeah, and like you said, the future looks bright, and it's going to get even brighter because they have the Rams' first-round pick. So no matter whether the Lions make the playoffs or not, doesn't matter where their own draft pick is. They're going to have top 5, top 8 draft pick, and they've been drafting really well over the last couple of years. So you would think with that coaching staff, with the GM, that whole regime, everything that they've put together over the last 2 seasons, I would expect whatever happens this season, we'll see the brand new Lions looking very good next year.
Absolutely. And while we're at it, I'm taking the Lions this week.
And I would love to know what you think about this game, what you think is going to happen, who you think is going to win. You let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you for the next video.